Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, GA Fun Stuff. So today I came with some few easy recipes for Ramadan special recipes. So different types of recipes you could make from here. A super moist cakes with awesome tips that will make you achieve any cake at any time. Pound cake, it is so moist and so easy to make. And for salty recipes, I've got potato fingers. These potato fingers, they're also good, which match potato fillings. They're really awesome and easy to make too. They're so good and fried and don't take much time to make. And dessert, over here I've got this dessert, which is a custard pudding. It is such a great custard pudding. It is creamy. It is so delicious with nice fruits, and it's so awesome. So, guys, if you're new to my channel, hello there, welcome. Make sure to subscribe and press the notification bell so whenever I post a new video, you'll get notified. And come on, let's get started with all those recipes. So, we'll be starting with the cake. This recipe doesn't need any special measure cup or whatever spoons. Okay, a glass of sugar, granulated white sugar, and not a glass not full of oil, and a glass of warm water, not boiled, and some yogurt, vanilla flavor, any flavor you like. Some flour over here, almost 2.5 cup, and a little pinch of baking soda, some chocolate chips, 4 eggs, some drops of vanilla, and baking powder, which we're only going to use 2 teaspoons or 2 sachets of baking powder of 8 grams. Alright, in a bowl, we're going to pour in our eggs and sugar. And we're going to beat this in medium speed until everything doubles in size. So what makes our cake really good and achieve is when you beat the eggs together and the sugar and froze up together. Those are for oil cake like sponge cakes. It gives a really spongy texture. And with the regular butter cakes, which you're gonna beat the egg, the butter and sugar together. So I'll go ahead and add some vanilla and the oil and also the warm water. So don't use boiled water. This is warm water and not boiled, because it will boil our cake, our eggs I mean. And I'll add in the yogurt. Remember, please use any yogurt of your choice. Use natural non-sweet yogurt, use banana, any flavor. So I'm using vanilla because I'm going with an easy vanilla chocolate chip cake or vanilla cake. And I'll beat this together, everything together, just to combine and not just to combine, not much mixing. Okay, now our dry ingredients, which I said 2.5 cups of that glass. So every flour is not the same, every flour is different. So we're going to just see how the texture of the cake goes. So I will give you the exact measurement of the flour, and we'll add in the baking powder and the baking soda. And of course some salt too. Salt to balance our cake. Salt is really important. It's really important to add salt to cake because it balances out the flavor of all the sugars and all the ingredients. Go ahead and add the chocolate chips. Yeah, because if we go ahead and add it at the end, of course the chocolate is gonna sink down the bottom. Now go ahead and mix this in low speed Remember, in low speed, we don't want a whole cloud of flour everywhere. Now I'll go ahead and add some few flour because that flour was in, like we will say in total we use 2.5 glass of flour or less because every flour depends on how it gives a cake texture. But just look as the video how the texture will come out. Make sure the texture of your cake looks like it. So now while we're mixing all this together, make sure you preheat your oven to a 350 degree, which is 177 degrees Celsius, or just 180 degrees Celsius. Because it's just three different, so it's just 180 degrees Celsius. Make sure you preheat it. And we're gonna mix this until well combined. I see no more flour. Continue with the help of a spatula to scrape down the edges, the bottom, and everything is well combined with our cake. Alright, like I said, donut pan. So I'm gonna grease it with some oil. Grease it all around with some oil or butter. So I use the old-fashioned cake, the old-fashioned way of greasing a pan. Yeah, which you use oil or butter to grease it and sprinkle some flour all around the bottom. So remember to dust off the excess of the flour. And our pan is surely ready. So I'll go ahead and pour my batter directly into it. So you see the texture of the cake. It's not thick, it's not go ahead and so runny. This is how you want your cake texture to look like. But because if cake is too thick, our cake is going to like be so hard to eat, okay? And if it's too runny, our cake is going to like bake and get the bottom down. Its side will be like left and the side will be like low. So give it a quick tap. The reason why we're tapping it is to pop out air bubbles in the surface. You see no air bubbles. Those air bubbles causes a lot of damages. Okay, so now it's time to bake. Okay, like I said, 180 degrees Celsius, up and down. The up and the bottom. So everyone has different oven how it works out. Some over like statics or normal or assistant fan. So here in my oven, I do not have such thing as an assistant fan. So I'm gonna put it into up and the bottom down. I think I have an assistant fan. That's the fan there over there. But it is not as such a fan like I would say. But it's just like where the heat comes up from. Where the hotness comes up from. So you have to make sure you put it in your middle rack over there. Middle rack. It is really important. I'm telling you guys. So you have a great cake and achieve a nice cake there. So let this bake for about 40 or 45 minutes. I'll go ahead and set my time to 45 minutes. So now you have been 40 minutes. I'm just coming out to check out my cake, how it been. So I can see still some little bit, so I'm just leaving it for 5 minutes more. And yay, it has been 45 minutes. And my cake is baked. Sharp brown, sure awesome. Just let it cool in your counter for 5 minutes before removing it from the pan. Like that with the back of a spoon or just a knife to help out the cake will come out full of it. It smells so good, so delicious, so amazing in the kitchen with this cake smell. So I'll be flipping it over from the pan with the help of a plate or use another plate to turn it around. We want the front, not the back, okay? Only if we were making a zero, I'll use the back. But the front is way prettier. Okay, so now I'm going to wrap the top with some of my homemade chocolate spread. This homemade chocolate spread, it is so delicious and so easy to make. I'll leave down the link, the video down below, because I've made this recipe before in a video. Just quick 3 ingredients and simple to make and without any preservatives. It is so good and way better than store-bought. So I'm just going to spread through my cake like that. So what I like about cake is when they're warm, but only if they were frosted on top. I love it cold. Like buttercream frosted, whipped cream frosted, of course, those are cold cakes. And cream cheese frosted. Any type of frosting you prefer for this cake, go ahead with it. It's not something so special. And I'll add some quick chocolate chunks. Just chocolate, I cut it into pieces. Like nice decorations over there. Nice topping. Just love those things. And just put it on the top. And nice. Your cake is looking awesome. Anything you like, maybe nuts. It's a great decoration, but I've got chocolate. Why not use chocolate? And nuts, walnuts, awesome, almonds, anything. And just fast forward, I just want to cut through this cake, okay, and show you guys how it look. Wow, it is so moist. It is so moist and the cake is still warm. That's what I love about it. It's warm, a little bit, not hot, but warm. This is great with a coffee or milk, chocolate milk. Yeah, it is awesome. Chocolate milk. Who else doesn't like chocolate milk? No, I don't know what you like, but good. So this cake is so moist. It's so delicious. I hope you guys try this out. Have yourself a slice, 2 slices, 3 slices. Enjoy yourself some cake, yo. Our part 2. Okay, let's move into our potato videos. Over here, you need some 3 large potatoes, and we're gonna peel off the skin. I peeled off the skin. I washed it very properly with some water, and I'll pour in some little bit of water and boil that in. So guys, I forgot to add salt. Make sure you add just a half teaspoon of salt. Yeah, it gives a nice flavor to the potatoes to like it gives a nice taste to the potatoes to boil. So boil this for over maybe 30 minutes. 30 minutes or less, 25 minutes like that. I'm going to cover this up and let it boil. After the potatoes are boiled, so I just grate them with a thin grater. Now I'll add some cumin, some kharkum. All these are spices, or the well marked spices, and I'll add in some of black pepper. Yep, black pepper. It's awesome taste to it, and red colored pepper. This red colored pepper, it is actually not a hot chili. It's just for adding color to spices, okay? And I added in some ginger and some salt. Now go ahead and add some Maggie cube. Yeah, Maggie cube making stock. And I'll go ahead and knead this. Just mix everything very well with your hands. Oh, before I forgot, add some flour. Yeah, flour and mix. Flour or cornstarch. So I didn't have cornstarch, that's why I used flour. So I mix this very well. And now add some dry mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella cheese, cheddar cheese, any preference, any of your awesome, um, your favorite cheese. So now that I've kneaded the potato dough, so I'm gonna oil my hands because it's sticky and perform some little, what should I call it? Look, little rugby balls or logs, yeah, little logs of potatoes. So I'll continue and perform everything and put it in a plate. Let's move it into our dough. Our dough doesn't need any special rest or whatever. Okay, I've got over here 1.5 cup of flour, bread flour or all-purpose flour, and adding in some oil, vegetable oil or corn oil, any type of oil, any oil you got in hands. And we're gonna knead this very well until we perform a dough. So no stress at all. So it's easy to put this dough together. And keep adding water gradually. So every flour is not the same. I'm not giving you the exact amount. I mean every flour is not the same. Yeah. I'm not giving you the exact amount of water. So how depends on how the flour absorbs water. I'm gonna knead this until I perform a super soft ball, not sticky. I've greased my dough with some oil and covered this to rest for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, it is time to roll up my dough. What I want to do here is to cut my dough into half and work out the first half to be easier to work out with. So make sure you let your dough so thin. Yeah, the dough needs to be so thin. The more thin, the more quickly and easier will it fry. After I've rolled it over here, I'm gonna pull in my filling like that and cut it like that. Cut a straight line. And I'll cut it just the end. You don't want it too long. And I'll roll it. I've got a mixture of flour and water over here. And I'll rub it through and place it. And the same one, the same thing I'm going to be doing. And keep rolling like that. Like, log form. Like a croissant form. Like a pain au chocolat. Which that chocolate croissant form. So everything is well. I've all rolled up my potato fingers. So in a heated oil, I'm gonna put in a croissant. So make sure your flame is in medium flame. Or if you have a thermometer, you could use it for a 350-degree Fahrenheit. Do not overcrowd your pot of oil, so it will be quickly easy to fry. So after they start browning, I'll be flipping it up with some fork, so the other side could be able to fry too. After the fingers are fried and golden, I'll blend it off from the oil and place it in a feeder. And I'll place my next batch of potato fingers. And here are our delicious potato fingers. They're so good. It's a must-try recipe, a quick dinner or lunch. It is awesome. Part 3. Let's move into our dessert. Okay, over here I have 2/3 of a cup of milk, and I'll add in 1 tablespoon of cornstarch or custard powder. This is a custard. This is a custard dessert, custard pudding. It's vanilla. The custard already has vanilla flavor in it. So I add in 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar or granulated white sugar. So I'll go ahead and mix this until it's taken up in medium flame. So continue mixing it so it won't get burnt. So after we reach this consistency, our custard pudding it's ready. We don't need it much thinking up, just thick as the consistency in the video. Then I'll go ahead and pour it into a fancy glass cup. And first, I won't pour it directly, of course. I will need some fruits. So what we'll be needing is a fancy glass. Yeah, a fancy glass cup, of course. Want to present this dessert very well, okay? So this dessert is for 1 person. You could get 2% into it. Okay, you could consider doubling the recipe. Maybe half liter or 1 liter of milk, and add 4 tablespoons of custard powder or cornstarch, and use some optional fruits and decorations, of course. So I'm gonna peel the skin off my fruits. This apricots, use any of your preferred fruits, your favorite fruit like apple, banana, strawberry is a very good combination with custards. Yes, so I put them down. My apricots, they're super ripe and they're so juicy. I love the taste. For the topping, I use this is just some sugared oats, roasted pumpkin seeds, and some raisins. These are so good toppings. And this dessert custard pudding, it is such a great dessert. I hope you guys try. So if you like this video, don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell. Join in the family. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video, and happy Ramadan. Ramadan Moubarek Said.